There was a party hosted by Eric and his wife. Every time a guest came, the owner's dog barked. Several guests did not like it. Tanner and Melissa even had a fight with the Eric, asking him to lock the dog somewhere. The next morning, some neighbors heard Eric scream and a gunshot. The police arrived and found him dead. The police interviewed those who had a fight with Eric.
We had a little conflict yesterday, but I would not kill him.
Because of the dog, they quarreled with Tanner. She barks at everyone except the owners.
I have not been home all day. I cannot imagine who could do this.
Who is the murderer? The murderer is Eric's wife. The neighbors said they heard a scream and a shot. If someone else was the killer, the neighbors would have heard a dog barking. A rich businessman arrived at the police station and said,
"My only son was kidnapped. He does not study or work. We had a fight about it yesterday, so I decided to cut off his money. He went away to cool off and did not come back. And at night he called and told me, 'Father, help, I have been kidnapped. They want $100K for ransom.' They grabbed me and put a black bag over my head. We are going across the bridge. There are 2 men wearing Santa suits."
Don't worry, your son was not kidnapped. He staged it.
How did the detective guess? See the picture carefully. If there was a black bag on his head, he would not be able to see the road and identify the kidnappers. A terrorist took over a plane. He demanded money and 2 parachutes. Having received them, he jumped out over a desert but used only 1 parachute. Why did he need the second parachute? See the picture carefully. You have only 20 seconds to guess. Hurry up. To make the police think he would jump with a hostage, so they would not damage his parachute. Mrs. Allison was on the beach with her 3 kids, Max, 7 years old, Cody, 3 years old, and Bella, 14 years old. Mrs. Allison went out to get some ice cream and asked Bella to look after the younger kids. When she came back, Cody was dead. He drowned in the sea. The police interviewed the children.
My boyfriend called me, and I lost sight of Max and Cody for a moment. When I got off the phone, Cody was dead.
We were playing. He bit me and I pushed him into the water.
Who's responsible for Cody's death? Mrs. Allison. She should not have left such little kids with a teen. A rich man named Ronald was found dead in his mansion. Ronald's wife called the police. They examined the body and reported suicide. When the case was closed, Ronald's friends hired a private detective. The detective assumed it to be a murder. The detective decided to talk to Ronald's wife.
What happened?
I don't know. He was on the phone all day. I was upstairs and only heard some mumbling.
The detective searched the crime scene and found a note the police missed. In this note, there were some numbers. Detective took out his cell phone to call the police. When it just dawned on him, he said,
I solved it!
"Who killed Ronald? See the picture carefully. You have 20 seconds to solve this." The killer is wife because if you decode it, you will get wife.